Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Time for you series V's. I've been doing for a little while. I go over there to try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about the stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. It's cold in my car because my heater broke. Hooray! But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. And that's absolutely the case today. I just got off work a little bit ago. And what with it being, the end of the week, paychecks in, all that good stuff, I was like, I need supplies because I'm running low on frozen pizza and ramen. So I went over there, made my way out to Walmart. And whenever I make these treks, I always like to kind of keep my head on a swivel for potential review items. That's honestly how I probably get about 85% of the stuff that I go to review. And I was kind of making my way past like the registers and stuff, and I'm, looking at some of the stuff because a lot of times they'll have like new items there. And I found one, and I was like, yeah, I'll review that. But what is it? Well, folks, it happens to be, boom! It's red velvet Reeses. What with, the Valentine's Day and all that good stuff. Yeah, man. So, yeah, cool. And yeah, the heater in my car actually did break a couple days ago. It'll get sorted out and everything. But if you see more reviews from my back room than my car, that's part of the reason why. Because right now it's tolerable. I can deal with this. But like yesterday, it was like 12 degrees, and there was no way in hell I was doing reviews in my car. But yeah, man. I mean, Valentine's Day, all that good crap. Sure. Let's get a thing for the thing. It looks like this. We'll go, ha 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 ha, and let's find it out. Yeah, I mostly mentioned the heater thing because my hands are probably going to shake a little bit, and I don't want anybody to be concerned or think that I do crack. Ugh. Like I said, it's tolerable because it's like about 25 degrees, so I can deal with that. Look at that. Ooh, it's all pretty looking. Let's open it up. No risk of it melting in my car today. It takes a little bit for the red velvet to really sort of kick in. Up to that point, it's mostly just the chocolate and the peanut butter working together, as any good Reese's should. Then, maybe about 3/4 of the way through eating it, that's when you get some of that richness, from the from the red velvet. Okay. Not bad. It's not as good as I was hoping, but let's try another one. Because, I worked at a bakery for a while, so it's like, I know some red velvet stuff, man, Here we go. I will say, I do think the red velvet, it might have a harder shell than, like, if it were just chocolate. Like, it's more of a proper shell. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of here or there on these. Like, there's a little something to them, but I don't know. I kind of feel like the red velvet aspect isn't playing a big enough role. I feel like this is one of those things where probably what they should have done, if you're asking me, who the hell am I? I'm just this guy, but I feel like they should have gone over there, because what they did was, they just basically let go. They just topped it, right? I honestly kind of feel like they should have done the entire Reese's, the outer shell, with the red velvet, and then just had the the inside be peanut butter. And I mean, I get it. It's obviously Reese's. You want that chocolate and peanut butter flavor. But I kind of feel like, especially with it being like, I'm sure it'll be a limited time thing and it's, tied to a holiday. I do feel like that's a bit of a missed opportunity there. Because it's good. It's a Reese's. So, like, it's going to work. But I feel like the red velvet aspect of it, I don't know. It's not bad, but, like, it's not coming through as prominently as I would like. Yeah. Like I said, there's a little extra richness to it. It does make it feel a little bit more decadent. Which, for Valentine's Day and stuff like that, that's a decadent day. But yeah, it's not exactly knocking my socks off. It's very okay. I don't mind it, but I don't love it. Alright, well, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get him again? Would I recommend him? No. Kinda yes-ish. Like, for me personally, they're fine. I've had them. I'm done with them. I'll finish the thing off, obviously, but, like, it's just, yeah, it's underwhelming. It's not a bad experience or anything, but for what I was expecting, again, I mean, red velvet has, like, such a strong, distinct flavor, and again, it's so rich, it's almost obnoxiously so in certain instances. I wasn't expecting that level of kick, but I was expecting it to play a bigger role. And in reality, what it was, I wanted it to be at the forefront. But it really was just kind of 3 out of 3. In terms of, like, the component parts. The chocolate, the peanut butter, and then at the very tail end, you had the red velvet aspect. And again, like, it wasn't bad or anything. It did add something to it, but and the funny thing is, it makes me kind of, think to myself, and I'm sure it probably exists, but it's kind of surprising that, you don't have, like, a mainstream red velvet candy bar available. Like, given the makeup and composition and the flavor profile, that could be something really nice. But yeah, so I wouldn't get it again, just because, again, I think I've just done it once, and I don't really need to again. If I'm recommending it, however, kind of. It's a limited time thing. It's not a bad thing, and you might get more out of it than I did. Now, that said, I'm going to kind of put this out as sort of a little bit of a buyer beware kind of deal. Like, it's a fun knockoff one thing, and, you go over there, pick up one of these, maybe go over there and share them with a friend or something like that. They're nothing spectacular, but there is a little something to them. So that's why I'm very, like, on the fence about it, because I wouldn't really, like, if I was, like, out with a group of friends or something and they saw it and were like, oh, that looks interesting, I'd probably shy them away, or at the very least be like, look, if you guys are interested, buy one and then share amongst yourselves. But again, it's not a bad product or anything, and it's kind of unique, I guess, but just, again, a little underwhelming. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there themselves a truly proper red velvet-tastic rest of your life. Because, folks, again, proper red velvet, especially from, like, a real bakery, oh, final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. you're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your experience with red velvet? Have you ever actually had like a proper red velvet cake? I will say, I've never had a proper red velvet cake. We did offer them at the bakery I was at, but it was like a special request thing. Like you had to go over there, you had to call ahead, you had to talk to one of our specific cake bakers because she went to school for that stuff. And it cost a butt ton of money from what I recall. But we did have like red velvet like treats and tarts and stuff and shit like that. So, every now and again I'd munch on one of those. So, but what about you? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know.